So we came to United States to compete in the ADCC for the second time in 2007. In 2005 we came, and then we were like, man, we love this place. You know, like there's a lot of opportunity for Jiu-Jitsu. We believe like we could, because in Brazil, like the way I saw Andre was like he was like a professional in Jiu-Jitsu, you know. And that's why I chose to, because I had to choose to move to another gym. Like that's pretty much my professor stopped training. My professor was a police officer at the time, but he was kind of like in a not a good time, and then he stopped training. He was coming back to the police. He stopped like teaching, and then I had to look for someone else. And then I had like my professor, one of the, I call him like a Mestre Flávio. Master because he was like a 7th degree at the time. Right. Wow. Yeah. And then he introduced me to Andre. He's like, there's this guy. He's a professional. You know, he's going to take you where you want to go, like where you because I said like I want to be a world champion. I want to train more. You know, at the time, like at the school, like it was really like sometimes like myself and some other guy. And we were like, man, I want to compete. I want to do this, you know, more. And then he introduced me to Andre, and that's how, you know, like this connection started. And he was really a professional, and that's how, like, you know, he never did anything besides jiu-jitsu in his life. And then once we decided to build Brazil 21, like to start Brazil 21, he was already like working with jiu-jitsu for a long time. Right. So, and for me, it was like just working with jiu-jitsu, but like I taught some kids in Brazil before I left, and I had like I taught some of the classes too. But I mostly was like a more kind of like a competitor athlete than teacher, but I could absorb like just working with him, absorb everything. And I said like, you know, people could really like benefit. It was funny because when we came here, people really asked like, is he really Brazilian? Right, because he's like, he gets here like at 5 a.m. and I never seen a Brazilian wake up at 5 a.m. Right. So it was so funny because people were like, man, this guy, something's wrong with him. He's a strange Brazilian guy. But that's like how he was in Brazil, you know, and that's why we're like able to have like successful school in Brazil as well, you know. So we brought the same mentality here to work with the fundamentals, like build a foundation. And then in 2009, because before it was like André Negão BJJ Club, Hannette Staack BJJ, and I was like, you know, I didn't feel like, because he will teach in a certain time of the day, like for example in the morning, and I will teach in the evening. And then we have some students, they were like, you know, females or male students, and they're like, you know, for example, Sharon was like training with me, but she also trained with Andrea. Right. So it was like, you know, not fair to have like, it's like pretty much having 2 schools in one. So like, you know, let's just like think about something neutral that everybody can be a part of it, and not feel like, oh, this is like this person's name or this person's name. Right. And so in 2009, right before like the ADCC, I was preparing to the ADCC. In one of the trainings, I just stopped. I was like, I had this idea, and then I started like drawing on a paper, and that's how Brazil 21 started. It's like we were thinking about the names, like what Rio 021, no, and we we're thinking about like a Brazil, no. And then we're like, Brazil 021, it's like, yeah, Brazil 021, yeah. Yes. 021.
And for those who don't know, 021 is the area code for Rio de Janeiro, correct?
Yes, exactly.
So for our American viewers, 021 is the, you know, the area code for, you know, Rio de Janeiro.
Yes, so, perfect.
So it goes very well, yes.
Yes. And that's how pretty much we started, but like the idea was like really to put everybody on the same, you know,
work together as like one team, right?
Exactly. Because doesn't make sense. Oh, this like is a female student, so should go under Hannette, or a male student, and there was no like there was guys training under, you know how it is.
And at the time, you're still working with Professor Andre on your stuff and trying to advance your game too. So it was kind of together. Anyways, right? Yeah.
Exactly. And also like I feel like our school, this mentality of like having, you know, women, and not like only any women, but like a strong, powerful female training with us like as training partners, changed the view of like a lot of people that don't know jiu-jitsu. Because a lot of people, they know jiu-jitsu, but Jiu-Jitsu is really about this. It's having like, like sometimes you can just train with a woman or someone you like, you think like this person's like a smaller and like a more fragile than me, and you're like, oh man.
Yep.
I had no idea this girl was so strong, or this person was so strong, but it's not strength. It's like it is a little bit, but combined with the technique, right?
Exactly,
but I feel like here we that's the magic of our school, like having the opportunity to like train with women too, but respect the art, because the art is about like this, is completely about this.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think women and men that train here feel comfortable. And it's the power of jiu-jitsu when you see a smaller female, dominate a larger person. I mean, that's the whole idea of jiu-jitsu, and it's through technique, and it's through skill, and that's what makes the difference.